Hello everybody, welcome to Kansai Gaidai University. My name is Gar Reynolds and I am a professor in the College of International Professional Development. Now I want to tell you about my class called Presentation Seminar, but before that a little bit about me. A long time ago, before I worked for Kansai Gaidai, I grew up in the United States in a place called Oregon. That's where I went to university as well. Eventually, I went to graduate school at the University of Hawaii, and then my first real job, my first real career was in Osaka working for Sumitomo Electric Industries. After that, I worked in Silicon Valley in California for Apple. In those days, it was called Apple Computer. And at that time, I had to give many presentations, mainly in the United States. And what I'm doing today is I want to bring that information, all those things I learned, and then teach them in my presentation seminar class at Kansai Gaidai University. So when you think of presentation, you probably think of slides. And good slides is one aspect of good presentation, but it's just a part. Of course, we need the presenter and we need the connection with the audience. So we're looking for a kind of three-part harmony, if you will: visuals, storyteller, and the audience. Now, there are three key principles. This is how the class is organized. The first principle has to do with how we prepare, with preparation. And the key word there is restraint. So we learn a lot of the analog tools, such as using sticky notes and storyboards and post-it notes and using whiteboards and so on to get our ideas clear, where we can focus on what's important and what's not and leave out the non-important stuff, the non-essential things, and keep only what's important in our presentation. So the second key principle is simplicity, and of course this is especially important when we're talking about graphic design and the designing of our slides and other visuals. So visual communication is the key aspect here that we're talking about. A great example from traditional Japanese storytelling arts is kamishibai. And this is a great example because it's very similar to modern day presentation in the sense that you have an engaging storyteller and you have graphics, and of course you have the audience. So there are other lessons that we'll look at inside the class, such as that from architecture, the way we don't deny nature but bring nature into design. We'll look at the use of colors and how colors can communicate as well. And of course there are many great examples, as I said, such as Sado or Ikebana and Sumie. Great examples of simplicity, but they're not easy to achieve. Likewise, we will use things in our presentations, elements such as photography and sketches, as well as quantitative displays, charts and graphs, and then of course video. And we'll learn in class how to shoot better video and how to design or edit video to use inside our presentations. And the key principles, again, running through this visual communication component is one of simplicity and of clarity and trying to achieve a clutter-free visual environment as much as we can. And the third aspect has to do with the delivery especially, and that is one of naturalness. So I guess the key word we could use in this case is conversation or conversational approach. So even though we're standing up, usually, or we're on a stage and there's 100 or 1,000 people, or it's just a class of 20 people, still we want to have a conversational approach. Even though we might be using slides like this and it seems more formal, the language that we use, as much as possible, needs to be more conversational. And because of the way the world is today, often we might not be able to give that presentation live. So in this class, there's also a component where we learn how to make better visuals and how to make better videos, such as this, where it's something like a TV news, where we have the presenter looking at the camera, looking at the audience, and then the visuals are there, the slides are there next to the presenter. Okay, so I hope you will take my presentation seminar when you come to Kansai Gaidai. Remember, the key thing about this class is that it's okay to make mistakes, and we're going to learn a lot about visual communication and storytelling and how to apply those ideas to modern presentation. All right, I look forward to seeing you on the campus of Kansai Gaidai very, very soon. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.